1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hello, welcome back. On the last episode, we had a theory about who did this, really, and the two names came up, two family names, Bowen and Morris. Morris, his son is the one who we might think be the Jade Emperor, and Bowen was a victim, and his brother of the victim was apparently chief of police. And I actually think one of us here is said brother. But we are related to this case by our father, who was the defense lawyer who apparently passed away. So that explains our motive to be a law student. And I guess we are taking the rap for our parent. Anyway, that's what this is. Oh, that's what this was. Forget this. Mouse, what's going on? Seriously, this is revenge for your dad's execution. I get never being able to accept that your father was very obviously a murderer. But why the hell would you take it out on us? Wait, hold on, Mouse. I accept that your father was very obviously a murderer. Mouse, you literally, in the last episode, you said your father believed that he was innocent. You're going against your father now. Even as a criminal, your dad clearly wanted the best for you in life. Why would you throw all that all away for a half-baked revenge plot where you couldn't even hide your identity for a handful of minutes? Okay, Mouse, we get the point. He's an idiot. You don't need to make us die before the game begins. And why would you take it out on me? Why, are you angry that my father wasn't able to get your dad off of the hook? Well, I'm assuming it should be off the hook for his very obvious murder. My father. Okay. I'm at a loss for words, basically, for the very start of this episode, because why would Mouse suddenly act like this? When they woke up, they were shocked, yes, but it wasn't this extreme. Then they were the first person to calm down, because they can control fear. I guess this is not necessarily fear, but anger. But still, they're not calm. Or I don't want to make any assumptions, but is Mouse bipolar? Because this seems very extreme jumps in emotion, especially after previously establishing that they are calm. My father truly believed your dad's innocent and did everything he could to try and help him. And you're going to take it out on me? That's nonsense, and you know it, Brian. Oh, Mouse, I know you're angry, but calm down. Thank you, Rabbit. No, Bunny. No, she's right to get angry. I'm annoyed as well. Dragon, you're always annoyed. Do not encourage this, please. Bunny, you're trying to help, but I feel like if you get involved, you will be the first victim by either of these women. What the hell did I do in any of this? I've got no idea who this Morris punk is. Yeah, that's true. I believe I stated in the last one that it wasn't really obvious how Dragon plays a part in this. Neither did Bunny or Snake. Everyone else had possible connections, but they were just hypotheticals and based off design. There's no reason I should be here. It's completely ridiculous. Right. It's really unfair. I mean, seriously, what did I do to deserve this? Like, okay, maybe I put an article or two on trial, but it wasn't anything unfair. Okay, so are you I'm assuming, I would say a blogger, but because I don't think you seem like a journalist. Then again, I might just be basing it off your appearance, which can obviously bite me based on, like, because that's why disguises exist, to fool people based on appearance. And tons of people put out articles. That was a big event. Why single me out me? So it does seem like you're a journalist. Well, I know why I'm here. Where do you go, Snake? I testified against his father at a trial. Okay, so you're an employee. Okay. I was in the building at the time of the murder. Bowen had discussed interest in purchasing one of my statues for his art. You're a what am I calling it? A builder? Well, not a builder. A sculptor? There we go. Got the word. When I came to bring it to him, I was in the waiting room for a really long time. And in the waiting room, I was a witness able to conclusively say that the only person who entered Bowen's office during the time frame of his death was Aaron Morris. So you're a witness in the trial. Oh, I was a witness in that trial too. Maybe that's why I thought I recognized you. Okay, so nice. That answers 2 of my 3 unlinkable characters. Actually, no. Bunny was also unlinked, right? So that's 4. 4 unlinked characters. 2 of them have been linked. Yeah, I was also around at the time Morris was killed. He was going to discuss me doing some advertising for him. Okay, you work in advertising? They thought an Olympian would be a good face to sell their stuff, I guess. Ooh, you're an okay. So you're an athlete, an Olympic athlete. Anyways, I talked about how I saw him carrying the murder weapon. My testimony probably was what stopped that creep from weaseling out of it. So we're all witnesses except sheep. You were the secretary. Got it right. Proud of myself. I also testified him. I was Mr. Bowen's secretary at the time. I also could talk about who entered his office. I was also the one who gave up Morris as a suspect to the police when they were interrogating him. Oh no way! Didn't I also say Dragon could possibly be an interesting secretary? No, but I mean I probably did. But you know, she did say that they previously left their job. I'm the reason he got arrested in the first place. So that explains why you're there. My construction company... construction is not what I would have pegged you for. My construction company was doing some work on a nearby building that day. I think I mentioned something to the police when... something to the police all about when I saw Morris drive off. It was nothing big though, was never called to court or anything. I don't know why it should have been a big enough deal to land me here. It appears you're in the same boat as me, my friend. This Brian Bunk seems to really not like people saying what they saw to the police. Is that really such a crime? I went to Bowen to discuss the possibility of investing in one of my films, and I saw Morris pass by the building. Is that really such a crime? I was never even brought into court. A shame too, because I was willing to give the performance of a lifetime to catch the devious crook. When you're in court, don't call it a performance, because that just implies it's fake. I've already mentioned how I'm connected to Brian. If I was a better therapist, I would have been able to lead him away from the path of revenge, not towards it. What if this is Aaron and Brian was the one executed? Like a plot? Well, actually no, he did look young based off the... I guess his throat shot, because obviously the mask covered his face. He had gloves on. Except he didn't, because we saw the tattoo. Unless the tattoo was on the gloves, and this is meant to mislead us. I've seen the kid around a few times. Maybe I could have talked sense into him too. You knew Brian Dog? Knew is a strong word. Like I said, I've seen him around. Then why were you brought into this? Easy. I run the bar where Morris Flitch, the mastermind, cut. You thought so? So yeah, pretty obvious stuff. Wait, why is everyone keeping why is everyone keeping hidden though? The testimony of mine shattered the defense's argument. And I thank you for that. See, you were the prosecutor. Ox, I am the prosecutor. And for some reason or another, one of my first cases ended up helping with the prosecution of Morris. It doesn't make much sense of why they'd have someone who was so wet behind the ears with such a high profile, high stakes case. But it does make sense why Brian would target me. I wasn't very good at helping that prosecution. Also makes sense why he would target me. After all, I was the one who arrested his dad. You're a police officer? Bunny? That is very surprising. I didn't know that you would be. Wait, Bunny, you're a cop? Guilty as charged. That's not a good time to say that joke. Bunny. I was almost certain I recognized a number of you. This would explain why. Honestly, I should have caught on sooner. I guess I was too distracted by the insanity of Warhol. I gotta say, while I'm honoured Brian decided to choose me, his choice of targets confused me a bit. Some of these make sense, but a bunch of you people, there were surely better targets. Dog's totally right. Like, take the judge for instance. There was a bunch of people who said that him applying to the death penalty for a single murder was unnecessary. He's been accused. Oh, what's happened? Okay. He's been accused of scumbagging. God damn it! Accused of scumbagging the public pressure. God damn it! Why is it? Especially considering the. Oh, God damn it! It's cut off. Shut up, Rooster. Was an L. So, hopefully, I went through that enough times because you all can pause. I can't. I'll probably read it in post, maybe. Well, who cares about any of that? The kid's a complete nutcase, through and through, a dastard and dulard. Try to psychoanalyze the coming and goings of the psycho with a head case, and you'll end up as crazy as them. Oh, goddamn! Why are people cutting each other off? I must say that's an incredibly insensitive thing to say. There's a lot of. Hey, I think there's a great discussion about how we talk about the mental illness to be had there, but his bigger point was right. We've just got to keep going on about what about why we're here, but that's not going to help us get out. We need to focus on the current problem and save worrying about all that other stuff later. Okay, so most things were summarized. Bunny being a cop is new. I guess in hindsight, Tiger being an Olympian makes sense. I'm still surprised, really. And yeah, Ox being a prosecution was obvious, right? Based on design. Horse being a construction worker, that doesn't make sense. Well, it makes sense. It doesn't. It wasn't obvious. That's what I should say. Bunny's right. The issue we had before getting completely sidetracked was how we're all going to be able to cross the finish line at the same time. We all have a lot of abilities, right? I think we should probably some way where I think there should probably be some way where we can combine them to let us get to the other side fast. Mostly Rooster and Monkey, who can give each other, who can get most people there by their abilities combined. Rat can obviously link with Tiger, who can dive. Then next turn, Ox can stampede. Dog can get a two move start if he uses his ability first, and then obviously Pig can move 11 spaces forward and get a you know, linked on theirs. Yeah. So I think a lot of these could be over in like at least 6 rounds. Yeah. I think they should, probably would, but yeah. That seems to be the receipt. That seems to be a recipe for disaster. No, monkey. No, it's not. Don't doubt the plan. Any solution found would be complex, multi-step process, and with much more room for error or betrayal. Yes for betrayal, no for error. Why does anyone get out of? What does anyone get out of betraying here? Why do you all keep getting hung up on that? Because one of us is the murderer, I bet. Not pig, not dog. Could have been us, because we're not directly linked. We're here by association because of our father, so we could be the murderer. Snake testified, Tiger testified, Bunny was a cop. Dragon is still unlinked. Ox prosecuted. Horse was okay. Honestly, Rooster seems the most suspicious because he said he was in, and he could just be playing the part if he's an actor. I think Monkey might be right about the complexity part. There's a much simpler solution that we should prioritize on. A simple solution, what is that? If you recall what Brian said about items, specifically the minor trinkets. Okay, so Ox, yeah, if we get all 12 of them, then we can all move. Well, actually, we don't even need all 12 of them because the abilities can help. I understand what you're saying. We just need 11, really, and then Pig can also move 11 spaces on her turn. At least it gets us all 11 spaces, and then we just need to move 2, which can work with. It can work with Brewster's ability, and then everyone just runs. There are 12 minor trinkets, and their movement is equal to the number of people using them. Who are able to find all 12 will be able to cross the finish line as a group in 2 rounds. No. We can only use the ability, the move items once, right? Great idea, Horse. Now we've got a clear game plan. Let us all get out of here alive. With this, we can all be saved, right? Thank God, I worried for a second. Would it really be simple? It would not. What do you mean? Nothing much. I am merely pointing out the fact that the solution is rather, well, basic. No offense intended, but a child could have worked it out. It's true. I question the point of it all. I question the point of all this work if it was to be solved so simply. What's your problem, Snake? Why do you have to be such a downer? He's not being a downer, he's being logical. I'm not being a downer, I'm merely pointing out a particular oddity. Do you have any better idea? No, I'm just dismissing the plan. I'm not dismissing the plan. Then what are you doing? Raising a thought. So, your answer is nothing. He's right, though. Would things be this simple? Hey, what if the minor trinkets are super duper hidden? Like, there's no guarantee that we'll actually be able to find them all. Things could all fall apart. Calm down, would you? Like Horse pointed out, with the trinkets, it would only take 2 rounds to finish the race. We have plenty of time to search, and this school isn't all that large. Let's just try and find all the minor trinkets. In the meantime, I suggest anyone concerned think of a backup plan. Sounds like a plan. Should we start looking then? Actually, we should make a move. We've been talking for a while now, and round 1 is almost over. I looked over to the nearby clock and found that Bunny was absolutely right. Good catch, Bunny. Everyone split up and just click run button, okay? We'll come back here, watch the animals move, and then we'll start our search. Alright, let's do it. With discernible game plan formed. Everyone split up with a sense of purpose. It certainly felt like we had a real chance of pulling this off. But Snake was right to bring up his concerns. I was burdened with a general sense of unease, and a palpable sense of anger at Brian. How ungrateful could you be? How ridiculous. But no, I couldn't think about that now. I needed to focus on moving forward. I turned on my tablet and pressed run. I pressed the run button. There. Done. My move input. I went back to the cafeteria. The others gathered. Everyone just ran, right? No one tried anything tricky. Please. There would be absolutely no point at this stage of the game. Well, I suppose Pig might panic and hope for an early 11 space lead. What? I would never do that. Settle down, will you? It'll be confirmed in just a second. As Ox said, the speakers turned on for a few moments later. Round 1 has ended. Now, let us see how the race has progressed. The rat has run 1 space. The ox has run 1 space. The tiger has run 1 space. The bunny has run 1 space. The dragon has run 1 space. The snake has run 1 space. Snakes can't run. The horse has run 1 space. The sheep has run 1 space. The monkey has run 1 space. The rooster has run 1 space. The dog has run 1 space. The pig has run 1 space. So everyone stuck to the plan. Now round 2 has begun. Do your best and choose wisely. It felt beneath I felt myself a sigh. God damn. I felt myself breathe a sigh of relief looking at the results. Of course, I didn't actually think anyone would disobey the plan. But I couldn't help worrying. Great work, team. We did it. Yay. Hooray, yes, we all pressed a button. Good job, us. It's a fairly basic achievement, but we should still appreciate it. We should start looking for the minor trinkets. Round 2 has already started. Quite right. It'd be best to split up and search for as much area as possible. I'll search right down the right corridor of the first floor. You will? Then let me be of assistance. You wish to search with me? 2 finders are better than 1, right? You aren't wrong. Sure, you can come along with me. I want to check the training room and I saw on my way here. Looks interesting. And there might be a trinket there. If that's the case, can I come along with you? I'm still nervous with the threat of about threats in this school, so I wish to stick with someone strong. I've no issue with it. Thank you. I'm interested in looking around the library. Mouse, would you care to join me in my search? Do I care to join him? No, not really. Snake and Rooster, the other 2 I'm kind of interested in, because Horse and Sheep might betray us, but I feel like it would be reasonable if they did. Whereas I feel like Rooster is warming up to Snake because Snake is calculating his way through the game. And obviously Rooster's not smart enough to do that on his own. But he is, and that's why he might throw Snake under the bus. So, unfortunately, Ox, I'm not going with you. I decided that I already talked with Ox quite a bit when I woke up, and it would be best to branch out. Actually, I'll help Snake and Rooster search. Great, now we have a triad of searches to uncover the blasted trinkets. I doubt Mouse would be a hindrance. And it's possible that these items will be hidden not in a way that invites spread out searching, but rather deliberate thought. Not entirely sure what you're saying, but it sounds like we're decided. Fine, Moose, go with them. Now we can quit talking about searching and actually start searching. Yeah, let's do that. The rest of us can just split up and look around. Oh, and everybody remember to input your moves and reconvene here before the round ends. Got it. With that, we're all spread out and began our search. Rooster, Snake, and I started by completely looking through a classroom. Unfortunately, there was absolutely nothing out of place there. It was completely a standard classroom. We moved to the end of the classroom again, and we found no success. It was disheartening, but our search had only just begun. We started going further down the hallway when Rooster commented on the art display hung in the wall. Oh, would you look at this little gallery? It is quite nice, isn't it? This certainly is an artistic school, I have to say. I've seen a bunch of murals painted on the walls and individual art projects hanging around the place, or all around the place. This is the first full-on art showcase, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So why are we stopping here? Mouse, the first thing you learn in showbiz world is that people are only perform their best when morale is up. If we just wander around looking for clues like Scooby-Doo zombies, we'll be half as effective as we would be ourselves. I, for one, am feeling more motivated taking a second to appreciate this fine and powerful art. How is this supposed to be powerful art? This is a bunch of still life paintings of the same car. Oh, so that's how this comes across to the naive eye. You need to look deeper to see the true artistry behind this piece. Art is always a very metaphoric thing. For instance, look at the painting of a wheel. The wheel actually represents a car. Rooster, it's literally a close-up of a car. Case in point. While our friend here is certainly struggling to make his point convincingly, he is actually not incorrect. I concede that at first this collection just seems to be a collection of still life close-ups of the same car. However, try asking yourself why it is drawn in this particular way. The paintings seem to employ plenty of horizontal strokes in places not needed, adding a sense of motion and blur to all these shots. However, it is clear that the car is stationary, in bad shape even. Look at how the tyre is slightly depressed, or there's a crack in one of the car front mirrors. Artists do not needlessly add such details. Most telling is to use a metaphoric palettes for each individual piece. The colours chosen simply imply a lot. A burning red and dark purple are melancholy blue. There's a these are deeply negative colours. I wouldn't say so, besides blue, because purple and red are royal colours, and red can also mean like angry is negative, yes, but it could also mean like flustered, which I wouldn't really describe as negative. As a whole, these pieces come together to suggest a sense of inner conflict. There's a sense of motion, yet the car is isn't moving. It can't move. Emblematic of the artist's life, perhaps. It's frustratingly disheartening to have this complete mismatch of wanting to move, yet being unable to. All that said, I will give you that such interpretation requires ample thought. It is the fault of the artist that you do not come to such conclusions. A more skilled hand would be willing to make that inner conflict more apparently visible. The fact that such themes are so subdued is doubtlessly a product of the artist's status as a novice. Huh. That's an interesting take. Still, you have to wonder why art always bothers itself to be abstract instead of just showing such a thing. I would guess you're not a fan of modern art then. Not really, no. It's certainly a genre easy to criticize. However, I would argue that in an age where highly fidelity artistry is becoming more and more common, an emphasis on art that provokes thought is even more important. Additionally, art is more importantly about self-satisfaction. It's true. Don't do something unless you're benefiting from it, as in don't do things for the sake of other people. That's a bold claim. Agreed. I should probably just rephrase that. Do what you do to make yourself happy, not just to satisfy other people. Because then you might be doing something you don't like just to make others smile. Agreed. I don't know if I fully believe it, but I think art that the artist doesn't enjoy is worthless, and often the art with subtlety in its meaning is the art most meaningful to the creator. Take the soup cans by Andy Warhol. A friend of his suggested as a joke that he draw cans of Campbell soup. Warhol loved the idea and promptly painted dozens of them. This drew many criticisms from the art critics, which seemed to feed Warhol's obsession with painting them. Later in his life, Warhol called those soup cans his favourite piece and said that he wished he could have only painted those soup cans. And today, they stand as an incredibly iconic piece of art history, in no small part because of Warhol's enthusiasm for them. You're certainly knowledgeable about all this. Well, of course I am. I mentioned earlier, but I am an artist. Not my main job, unfortunately, but perhaps one day. Oh, hopefully you survive this. As a fellow artist, are you? Glad to be working with a comrade in war for beauty. Please, don't compare yourself to him. Now, Mouse, Rooster's right. You're a struggling actor, right? Nix the struggling part, and you've got it. Well, expressing yourself in film is absolutely a form of high art. Anything that exists for the sake of expressing the human condition is art. Of course, I'm not saying film isn't art, I'm just saying I don't think you two are comparable. Yeah, I wouldn't compare them either. I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, Rooster, but you don't seem like you're making black and white French films. No, I make things that people actually can watch without passing out. See? I still think you're being too dismissive about this, Mouse. Rooster, why do you act? Great question. You see, ever since I was young, I wanted to be like those action stars and superheroes I'd always watch. They were people who would do anything to save the day, who were unstoppable and truly believed in themselves. They were famous and loved and totally cool. That really was moving to me. That's the sort of rock star life I wanted to live. You wanted to be famous, have lots of money, and have lots of fans. Got it. That's not what he said. Rooster, you clearly have a deep desire to be appreciated and powerful. That's why you emulate the stars you've seen on the big screen. Let me ask, what sort of role have you been performing as? Kick-ass heroes who win no matter what the cost. It's not an anti-hero because whatever the cost would mean at the expense of lives. Just like me. I thought as much. However, it seems you really desire to be that, which may actually be a hindrance. Have you considered playing a role that desires to be a heroic figure yet lacks the strength and conviction to pull it off? What? No way. That guy seems like a loser. Is Snake saying that's Rooster? Like Rooster is that guy already? Why would I betray someone like that? It goes against my brand. I see. It may be too early in your career for a more dramatic role anyway. Well, that was a waste of time. Could we get back to searching for minor trinkets? Yes, we should resume our search. How about we look in the dark room over there? And I'll probably just use that as a cliffhanger, as an end. Honestly, just thank you for stopping by, really, and I hope to see you on the next one. See ya.